If you've watched my previous video about what you need to know about Millennium Coaches, you already know that this is Nelson Figueroa. He's the president of Millennium Coaches, and we're here in Sanford, Florida. Stay tuned, because when we come back, we're going to talk about what makes Millennium different on the inside of the coach, the type of thing that you can't see when you see him driving down the road. So stay tuned, because that starts right now on the Gadget Guru. Okay, Nelson, we've already spent in a previous video, and I'll put a link right up here, time talking about your philosophy, where you've come from, where you are now. But now let's talk about the interiors. As I've gone through, like the pages, online or Prevost stuff, where you see classified listings, even on Prevost Community, where you see coaches listed, I've seen you kind of evolve. At one point, I kind of saw you as kind of modern, bordering on contemporary. Then it kind of seemed you had an era where you went traditional. Now it seems like you're going more transitional. Sometimes your ceilings were very clean and basic. Sometimes they were kind of frilly. Where are you now? And how, when you're making this type of decision, remember, not every coach is custom ordered. You do spec coaches.
We do.
How do you make the decision of what that customer's going to want?
So, we follow trends. We follow the, residential, high-end residential market as far as the interior design is concerned. What we learned is that, being in the middle is a good place. Not being super contemporary, all white, or not being super traditional, the browns and oranges and burl woods. Even though those are still popular, and a lot of pre-owns come back with the pearl wood, and they sell very well. When we build something now, we kind of stay in the middle, and once we do that, we start with the basic. If it's a spec coach, the basic palette is going to be dead center, and then we can take it either traditional or super contemporary by just adding accents. Pillows, bedding, light fixtures, window columns, things of that nature, interior decor. So we can take one coach that just comes out, that just got built, and we can make it a very traditional look by the accessories, or we can make it very contemporary using the same method.
Okay, as I've looked around, and again, when I went to the Prevost Expo, what a great place. You see 50 some odd coaches under one roof. Granted, not all of them are new. They're newer coaches. They're kind of like the pick of the litter of the pre-owned market. And as I've gone through, and my year-plus ownership as a Prevost owner, one thing kind of just hit me on the head, that in Prevost converters, in very few situations, is a coach truly custom. It seems that a consumer or a buyer goes to either a pre-owned or new specific converter. Well, one of the reasons is their basic layout. I'll give you an example. I have a Marathon. One thing that drew me to my coach in terms of the layout was the bunk layout. The way I travel, many times I travel with an employee, having a separate sleeping area. That was important to me. I see other people, whether they come to you or Liberty or Featherlight or Outlaw, they go there. Everybody has, and I don't want to say cookie cutter, because I know there's a level of custom. Everybody has a little bit different design. With that said, if I'm correct that much, where are you in that fault? What is your layout when you're looking at on paper? What does that say of the type of customer you're attracting to buy that coach?
We're very flexible when it comes to our floor plans. We have over 15 different floor plans, and every floor plan can be customized to do basically anything. For example, you speak about bunks. We have an area for bunks, but if I was going to build a spec unit, I would not build bunks. Now, you come in and you say, Nelson, I would like to put bunks. Where can I do it? It's going to be basically the same place that you're putting your bunks in. We have 45 feet to play with, and that could be taken up in, closets, bathrooms. We do the bath and a half floor plan, very popular. But then there are some people that don't want a second toilet, so we make that storage. We make that a nice double hanging closet, and we do that. We do that back and forth throughout the coach. And when it's the fun part is when we do a custom coach, and we sit down with the owner and we go over the floor plan, there's just a couple of areas that are keep out zones that we cannot change because we have piping and where the generator sits and that kind of stuff. We're pretty set on that, but everything else is pretty well open. And what we like is when we get somebody at the other end, an end user that tells me, this is how we use our coach, and this is what I'm thinking, and a light bulb comes on in my head, and everybody in the room just gasps for air. Like, that's a great idea. So if you look at our coach today, if you go into a brand new coach today, I cannot tell you that I designed that we have a whole room of people figuring it out. We haven't. It's the people that have been in my life, they use this coach, they have come to me with awesome ideas, better looks, better use of space, and things that we have taken for granted now become reality, and we can go in and tweak our floor plan. And most times we keep doing it the same way. We we offer those features in future coaches.
When I've gone through, just a number of your coaches over the years, online, looking at pictures, one design element that I see that it kind of changes is the ceiling. Sometimes it's very ornate, sometimes it's simple. Where are we at today? Where do you think luxury motor coach ceilings are going?
So, to us, we look at function first. So function meaning
venting.
Yes. So we need our return and our supply to be available to the owner when the slide outs are in. So that kind of dictates what we do with the ceiling, period. So function is number one. And then look is second. Once we have our basic layout, and we know where our ducting needs to be and our venting needs to be in order to be efficient going down the road, then we can go, we're staying, again, transitional. We're staying in the middle. We want to jazz it up with some fabrics. People use the ceiling as an accent piece, and others want it to disappear. And we can do, either or.
Now let's get down to a question that a lot of people don't like to talk about. Look, I'll give you the option of you telling me. It comes down to pricing. Let me put this in a couple of different ways. Is a person, if somebody wanted to get a new Millennium coach, are they better off buying a spec coach or building one? What gives you every opportunity to give them the best deal possible?
It doesn't, at the end of the day, price is one thing, but you're dealing with, there is no hierarchy in this company. I give the best number forward. I'm not a good salesman. I don't, that's the worst part of the whole process, or the things that I don't like to do, which when we talk to money, I like to build. And in our case, it's never been an issue. People walk away with a great value. When people do their homework and they understand the big differences, when it comes to the electrical system and the wiring, the cabinet building, the wood veneer versus laminates. Once they understand that, and they understand to see the value, when we can sell that as value, because it is valuable, then there's no questions.
Now, granted, options are going to trigger this all around. If somebody was interested and they wanted to contact you to build a Prevost conversion, to have you do, what kind of budget should they have in mind to really see if they can afford to build a custom coach?
A double slide will retail about $1.9 million, and then anywhere from a quad slide with the latest and greatest, 2.4.
You don't have any 25% off discount?
We don't. Yeah, no.
I keep checking those bow packs. I haven't seen one.
This industry is so funny. When I first started in the industry, it's like I started dealing with sales and numbers. You see these big numbers out there. And then big discounts, at the beginning, we just go right for it. We don't, it doesn't make sense for us to.
I can say things you can't say. Yeah. I'm an independent, I'm in the middle, but I have to tell you, I think the fault lies with the RV industry. Now let's be clear, not the motor coach, we're not talking the Prevost, but the RVIA companies. they put artificial retail prices on. You go read the forums. It's common, 28 to 32%, sometimes more, off of the sticker price. They make it, you know, today it's easy to buy a car. It used to be you had to go in and haggle. Now you go to Edmunds. The RV industry, I think, has really made, I think they've dropped consumer confidence. Forget the quality. That's a whole other conversation. But when it comes to pricing, you know, when you get on an airline and you're paying X amount of dollars for your seat, you hate to see that the person next to you in an equivalent seat is paying half the price. It's the same thing when it comes to RVs or motor coaches. So I understand what you're saying on these pricing games. But how does somebody make sure, if whether it's you or another Prevost conversion, that they're being treated fairly and not being suckered because they're a rookie?
You know, you definitely do your homework and shop, and then, you know, compare apples to apples, and then put value on the things that are valuable to you. And at the end of the day, you know, we most times come at a very, you know, reasonable number compared to anybody else in the industry for what we offer.
Okay. One last question. Who is the right buyer of a Millennium coach, either new or pre-owned?
Obviously, somebody that likes to travel, and not necessarily tech savvy, but it, you know, friendly. We get a lot of that, you know. And it's funny you ask that question. You know, I've been thinking about it a lot, you know, in the past few years. You know, if you come to one of the Millennium rallies, open houses, you see that the personality of our customers permeates throughout the group. So pretty much everybody's the same way. You know, they're simple. They are happy people. You know, they enjoy the lifestyle. They enjoy friendship. They enjoy meeting new people.
Do they use their coaches a lot or on occasion?
You know, I have both. I have people that are full-timers, you know, going on 3-4 years. And then I have guys that use it a weekend at a time. I have a customer that takes it to Colorado for the winter and parks it and lets it snow in, and he goes skiing for 2 months.
And has their condo.
Yeah, and that's their condo up in the mountains. And then I have, you know, like I said, it's all over the place. But it's more about somebody that really appreciates quality and understands, you know, value. And that, you know what, but I keep going to that, happy people. You know, I seldom run into somebody that's just...
Well, you built beautiful coaches.
Thank you.
Know, if you own something, it's, you know, I don't know why you wouldn't be happy. Nelson, I just want to take a minute to thank you for your time and your hospitality. It's nice to know, I live within an hour of you, and I hope to come back up here, you know, come visit and check in with you and see some of the new things that you're doing, you know, in the near future. Now, if people have questions or if they may be interested in a pre-owned or new Millennium coach, how do they contact you or your sales folks?
Best way is the website, www.mlcy.com, or our toll-free number, 877-322-0190.
I tell you what, again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You know, they do you do tours here? Can people
Absolutely,
call?
anytime, yeah.
Okay, so just call up and make an appointment. The numbers are on the screen. And don't forget, the easiest way to keep posted to my new videos and stories is simply like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Gadget Guru. And don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube. Now remember, if you like this video, you're going to like this one. And if you like that one, you're going to like this one too. That's it for now. I'm the Gadget Guru, Andy Parr.